Right, hello. This recording is for my freshman level students. Let's go over what we're doing this week. And screen here. All right. So here's our homepage. And if we go to the side navigation panel, click modules, you'll see that I made a new lesson available to you in our module 7. And our lesson will be focusing on how we summarize literature. And so this first page will bring you to that essential question: how do you summarize literature? And in activity 7.4.2, you're going to see a familiar slides presentation. Now, I think earlier around Christmas time, I think I gave this to you. We were able to scratch the surface of this lesson, but this week we're going to go a little more in depth in how to read literature, how to process it, how to make sense of it, and then how to share what we've learned with other people objectively. Okay, when we give summaries, we don't want to tell people about our feelings or tell people what we think of the text. It's our job to just share that information with others objectively so that they can understand what you've read. And so I'll present this in our Zoom class, but you can just flip through the slides if you're not able to make it to our Zoom and learn that lesson there. And that's going to lead us into our big assignment for this week. In order to do this, we need to go back and we need to look at the reading that we did last week about the Cyclops and Odysseus fighting the Cyclops, Polyphemus. And we're going to complete a somebody wanted but so chart. And this chart is a useful tool for developing summaries, okay? And that's why we've been working with it so much. We've been practicing with it so much. And we have been able to do like easy peasy 3-sentence summaries using this tool. But now I want us to go a little more into depth. So you'll see the box at the bottom of the page, and it'll say, now that you've completed your somebody wanted but so chart, write a summary of the excerpt in the box below. And so looking at that short story we read last week about the Cyclops, okay, don't focus so much on the Cyclops story that we listened to in the podcast. Focus on the written story. I want you to highlight its main idea, its theme, its main conflict, and do so in your own words using good grammar. Use examples from the text to support your writing. Okay, so you can use quotes. You can tell me what Poseidon said, you can tell me what Cyclops said. You can tell me what Odysseus said. You can tell me all of that good stuff. And you are going to write your summary in this box. I expect this to be a long paragraph. I expect it to be very detailed. And I expect when I read this that it will give me all the information that I need to know about that short story if I've never read that story before. When I grade these, I'm going to pretend like I've never read it. And it's your job to explain it to me as if I'm a baby, as if I have never heard of Odysseus or Greek mythology before. Please explain the story to me in this box, okay? And if you're not quite sure what makes a good summary, I also included a rubric at the bottom of the page. This is the rubric that I'll use to grade your assignment. And so what it tells you is, that it's written in your own words. A strong summary will identify the main idea and the theme, and it also identifies a range of essential details from the text. And so what's really hard about summaries is deciding which details from the story are most important. Try to focus on what's most important and leave out the fluff, leave out the evidence that, doesn't really tell me about Odysseus or the Cyclops. Okay, so this will be due on Monday. And then when you're done with that, during class, we're going to listen to this podcast together, but if you're not able to make it, you can just listen to this on your own. Of course, if for some reason the Spotify player doesn't work for you on your computer or using your internet browser, I've also added a link to a different recording of the podcast down here at the bottom of the page. You can just click that and listen to it there. I also have a copy of the script here, so if you want to follow along with the script as you listen to the podcast, that would be really helpful because you can annotate the script and highlight important main ideas and leave yourself notes and messages to help you process the information better. Righty, and so after you're done listening to the podcast, I want you to do a short answer on this page that answers this prompt. Okay, one of the most important cultural values in the Odyssey is that of Xenia, a Greek concept encompassing the generosity and courtesy known to those who are far from home. Why might hospitality have held more significance in Homer's time than it does in today's world? How is hospitality established as a key value in the epic? Okay, and so if you're not quite sure what Xenia means, I have a short description of it up here at the top of the page. And as we've been listening to the podcast together, as we've been reading parts of the story together, we do see this recurring theme that the ancient Greeks really valued being kind to strangers. Okay, being kind to travelers, being welcoming to them and inviting them into their home and treating them like royalty if they happen to wander their way to your doorstep. And so I want you guys to examine that and to look at that closely, and we'll definitely be talking about it in class. That's for sure. Okay. You go to the next page here. I also have you guys participating in a discussion this week, and since we're working so hard on being able to develop summaries, right here. Oh, look at that picture. This is just a graphic to kind of show you a good guess as to what Odysseus' journey was like. But anyways, the discussion prompt for this activity, I want you guys to summarize the podcast. Okay, I want you to listen to the podcast, listen to part 3, Return to Ithaca, and I want you to share that story with me in your own words. Okay, I'm not expecting a textbook here. I'm not expecting a very long piece of writing, but I want to see a detailed paragraph that does a fabulous job of explaining to me what that podcast was about, and explain it to me in a way as if I've never listened to the podcast before, as if I've never read the Odyssey. Okay, I have. I'm a teacher. I hope I've read, I'm sure you hope that I've read the source material, but, pretend like I haven't, and you'll find that you're a better writer. You'll find that you're more detailed, and you include more evidence and more reasoning into your work, and yeah, it'll definitely make you a better communicator at that. So that's all I have for you guys today. That's what we're going to be working on this week. Of course, come to our Zoom meetings. I will give you far more information than this there, but if you can't make it, I hope this video helps you. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.